Welcome. In this tutorial, Intermediate Simulation Control, Group Displays, your learning goals are to navigate to Group Overview and describe its purpose. Identify elements of the overview display. Demonstrate navigation to Group Displays. Identify elements of Group Displays, and modify controller values.
Navigate to Group Overview. From any display or simulator page, you click the Overview button to see the Group Overview page. Or, press Alt-O on the keyboard. The Group Overview display gives you a quick survey of status and process variables. The SPM 700 has 11 groups, but up to 36 groups are possible. Each group contains up to 8 instruments and controls. The Group Overview page represents the controller and alarm status, and deviation from set point of all loops in the simulator. It does not show specific values. For example, the overhead flow controller and the reflux drum controller. For comparison, the schematic overview page specifically indicates the alarm status and value of some of the critical process loops. Use each category according to your needs. Elements of the Group Overview display. A group contains related indicators and controllers that are part of a dynamic or logical control set. Roll over the highlighted boxes to learn more about the overview display. Recall from Tutorial 1 that clicking anywhere on a group block will navigate to the group detail. Here is the respective group detail page. Let's study navigating in group displays. Navigating the group displays. The toolbar button also takes you to a group display. Or you can press Alt-G. Use the left and right navigation buttons to see other groups. With the keyboard, you can use Home to jump to the first group, and End for the last. Or, type a group number and press Enter. Elements of group displays. This is Group 7, the reflux page. 8 instrument faceplates are displayed in the same order as on the datum line on the overview page. Notice that these faceplates indicate the same conditions as the overview display. For instance, on the third loop, the tray temperature controller is set to manual. Also, the seventh loop, LIC 701, the reflux drum level, shows the process variable is about 10% higher than its set point. Note, too, that the eighth loop, FIC 802, the overhead flow controller, has a low alarm. Roll over any highlight box for more information about the display. Let's study the overhead flow controller, FIC 802, more closely. Some instruments are in more than one group, and FIC 802 is an example. This one is in Group 7 reflux. And, here it is on Group 8, overhead product. If we look at the overhead schematic, you can see its relationship to the reflux loop and to the overhead product output. Also, note the DCS loop faceplate of FIC 802 has the same values for set point, process variable, and output. The output is shown as a % of the high scale value of this process variable. Instructors and technicians can click the instrument tag to access the detail screen, where the high scale value for the process variable is set. Here you see it is 500 gallons per minute. The low value is 0. The detail screens are explained in the tutorial for technicians. Modify controller values using group display. You can modify controller settings and output on the group display. Click on the controller column to select it. A red X indicates that it is selected. Toggle hand switches by clicking the graphic button switch, or the yellow state indicator. The same is true for hand valves. With HV802 selected, the toolbar 2% arrows open or close the valve. You can modify a loop set point in various ways. Here we select temperature control the TIC308. First, you can drag the horizontal bar to a different setting. Or, click the set point and type a new value. Using the toolbar, click SP. Then use the ramp up or down arrows. Finally, the keyboard up and down arrows change the value by 5% each tap. You may notice that the output does not change. That's because the controller mode is manual. In manual mode, the output % controls the process variable. You can modify the output by clicking the yellow vertical line, and dragging it to a new value. Or, you can use the other methods, such as the toolbar buttons. For example, click Out, then type a new value. To change the mode, make sure the instrument is selected. Then click the right or left button on the green mode line. Or you may use the toolbar.